Hello and welcome to Booked for the Week, a bi-weekly book talk featuring Kent Free Library staff. Today I'll be telling you about 3 biographies that were published this fall, so let's get started. The first book I'd like to talk to you about today is called The Last American Hero, The Remarkable Life of John Glenn by Alice L. George. This book recounts the life of John Glenn, who was born in Ohio and went on to lead a really interesting life. He grew up in the small town of New Concord in central Ohio. When the U.S. entered World War II, Glenn signed on as a fighter pilot. After the war, he volunteered to test experimental aircraft and was eventually chosen for the astronaut training program. John Glenn was the first American to orbit the Earth and return home safely, and quickly became a national hero. He later became a senator for the state of Ohio, a position that he held for 24 years. After his retirement from government service, he was able to make one final trip to space in 1998. Alice George's book shows us that in a world where people look up to superheroes, John Glenn was as close to the real thing as they come. The second book I'd like to talk about is called Abe, Abraham Lincoln in His Times by David S. Reynolds. Reynolds notes that many other biographies of Lincoln seem to leave out the cultural influences that were present in the 1800s and certainly affected the course of his life. These include popular icons of the time, such as Edgar Allan Poe, Walt Whitman, and P.T. Barnum. Reynolds tries to remedy that by describing how this cultural environment provided a context for the events in Lincoln's life. You'll find all the usual information about his youth and time as a lawyer right up through the Civil War and Lincoln's death. That information is all here, with a whole lot of context that you can expect from David S. Reynolds. This is a great choice for any fans of Abraham Lincoln and history in general. The third book on my list is called Wild Thing, The Short Spellbinding Life of Jimi Hendrix by Philip Norman. This book explores Jimi Hendrix and his rise to stardom, starting with his childhood in an unstable home environment and finishing with a description of the circumstances surrounding his unexpected death. Philip Norman seems unconvinced of the official narrative surrounding Jimi Hendrix's last days and can be very convincing at times. Do you agree? Read this book and decide for yourself. That's all for this week. Join us on our social media and come back in 2 weeks for more great recommendations. Thanks for watching Booked for the Week.